All right. Okay. What is it today? Tuesday? Doing something different tonight. It's Tuesday instead of Monday's episodic. Well, World of Warcraft hardcore episodes. Tonight, we are gonna go over and check out Love is Blind. Am I late? Am I late? Am I late though? Okay, just don't tell the host that Auntie is late. So, I have seen a few episodes. Actually, I've seen like all the episodes, I think, and then like re-watched it, so I didn't get like, you know, the wrong impression. Although, ugh, with Auntie Sarsci, well, you already know. You already know. But before that, how are you, my darlings? I have missed you all. So we are currently at, I don't even know, 139, 140 subscribers. And again, I am super grateful for you guys subscribing to your little Auntie Sarsci. Tear. No, it's dropping. Hang on. Tear. Actually, Auntie Sarsci's so old she can't cry much anymore. She has to try and retain the water. You know what I mean? You get this old at 107. Everything just evaporates off of your pores. Enough of that. I hope that you guys are having so far a fabulous week. Because what else is there to do but be fabulous? And also, before I forget, good evening, good afternoon, and good morning to all of you, my darling English speakers. And to you, my Tagalog speakers. Magandang hapon, magandang tanghali, magandang umaga sa inyong lahat ng mga kapitbahay ko, kapamilya, kapuso, kabaro, at kung kani-kanino man. Anyhow, so, let's get back on this. I'm calling this one Love is Blind. Season 5 is officially on. And Crackin. These are the ladies' intros. Okay, so this is not like every single lady that's like actually in the cast. So don't look at me sideways and don't throw tomatoes at me, okay, through the screen. I'm just saying. But just like, because like I said, I have watched like all of the available episodes a couple of times. So I was able to, get my impression and then reread my impression again. But then again, the impressions were the same. Just saying. Of the main cast. At least, the people, the characters. I call them characters. They're kind of like Disneyland workers, right? They call them actors and actresses or something. Anywho, these are not actors, these are not actresses. Yes, they are amateurs who are hoping to find love and hoping that love is blind. And we are now 5 seasons deep. Retainers. And will they or won't they? I mean, a lot of you guys have seen like all of the episodes, but this is just Auntie Sarsci's take on the ladies. And let's get straight to the main cast of characters now, shall we? We already know how the premise of the show is, so let's just get to the nitty-gritty and weed through the snakes and the scorpions in this messy valley that is, like I said, as you know, Love is Blind Season 5. First up of the ladies of this season, we have Johnny, a lawyer by trade, but damn, the low self-esteem, aka the shadow of her mother's disapproval and hurtful comments, is ingrained into this one like a deep, like hella deep, like deep, like deep. She doesn't speak nor carry herself with confidence, which, I mean, when I think of a lawyer, how did you get through law school? How did you get through law school? I mean, it's like dog eat dog world in law school. Did you bribe people to always be the judge so you don't have to argue your way through mock trials? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I mean, jeez, Louise. And her affection for Izzy, I don't even know why it's Izzy. I mean, couldn't it have been like Ike or something? I don't know. Or it's just like outright Ishmael. Um, to me, her affection for him seemed to always tether on like 80% her affection and like 20% his affection. Like she was going all the way in and like was not really trying to wait for him to kind of like, simmer, cook, and tenderize in her love. No, she's okay to just reach all the way in and just, him give her whatever crumbs he can. Anywho, again, I digress, but whatever. I get it. It's Love is Blind. And for Johnny airing out her deepest secret to her potential mate, who is Izzy, would be a great idea. I mean, at least it was in her mind until she actually spoke it out loud that her ex-husband, who she married, yeah, was an actual rebound and she didn't actually love him. And instead, she was still pining for her ex-boyfriend, who was a drug addict, who also sadly died from his addiction. That's a lot to unpack. Like, girl, where do we begin? Anywhere. I mean, damn. First of all, if I was your friend or like a family member you trust, I would drag your ass to the nearest therapist. Yes, you need a therapist. A therapist or 2 or 5 or 10. The one who can actually help you sort through these emotions and these decision-making skills that you lack. I mean, you're in corporate law? Oof, honestly. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I'm just saying. I don't want to know. I mean, I'm sure your billables are really great, but girl, I don't want to be reading those contracts over. Like, oof. I'm just saying. Back to her, the one that got away, which is her ex-boyfriend who sadly died. I don't know why that was necessary to divulge. Maybe it was necessary because you're like, you're rushing through all the dates and you're rushing to make a connection. But at the same time, it's like, I feel like if the connection isn't already there and you have to like throw in these like tearjerkers sort of things that would, I want to say, really make people side eye you, I think I would want to just keep that in the bag a little bit longer, until at least you have certainly made a deeper emotional connection with someone that you can at least trust them with this secret. I mean, I don't know if your ex-husband ever knew that he was just a rebound. I mean, obviously he does now, right? I mean, her. Damn. Wait to find out. But her, it is Love is Blind. I'm just saying. Yeah. Like, I just hope the ex wasn't watching at all. Like, at all. I don't know if that comment was born out of self-preservation, or was it actually self-sabotage that's cloaked itself in like the cape of self-preservation? I don't know. I mean, look, if from where I'm sitting, watching the screen and listening to Johnny, it was like, for me, self-sabotage all the way at its finest. Then again, take our next gal, Aaliyah. She is an ICU nurse by trade. And let me tell you, folks, those who work in ICU are a different breed. I am a hospital worker. Literally, Auntie Sarsci works in a hospital, and she will not be divulging her information further than that. Maybe down the road. Maybe. But ICU nurses, and I have worked with them, they are not your run of the mill, will take no for an answer from any one department, such as the emergency room, the pharmacy a-holes, the radiology lazy mopes. You catch my drift? They are not it. They are not it to be effed with. But for some damn reason, this lady, Aaliyah, is out here on national TV, practically shriveling up under the smooth but evil line of questioning from Uche, who is himself a lawyer. I forget, did he say he was a criminal lawyer? I forget. But, I mean, she looked like a child who was about to get a whooping because she confessed to committing something of a rule break. Okay. I mean, did you watch that scene? I'm sure you guys did not miss that scene. Look, I'm not going to show it because copyright issues, obviously. But I get it. It's more than a rule break, right? I'm sure he was curious on his end, Uche, for continuing to ask, like, continuing on this type of, like, line of questioning. However, I think he may have forgotten that, you know, he may have had to, like, rephrase his line of questioning, maybe soften it up a bit, because it just, to me, it really did sound like he was throwing stones at her, literally, like through the wall. It did. And although I can attest that I have never cheated, and I have gotten cheated. I mean, hello, because Auntie Sarsci is 107, darlings. Hello, she's dated. She's been in relationships, honestly. But the whole point is, you gotta leave grace. She is human. And I feel bad for her. I do. Nonetheless, I also feel like this should have been a more private sort of like conversation between the two of them. If, you know, if truly they were like each other's number one or what have you. Because her leaving this information out into the world, into the interwebs, that she cheated on her ex because she wasn't satisfied when they have like coital relations. How in the heck is the dude supposed to feel now? What if he's with somebody else who actually doesn't feel the same as Aaliyah? What if, you know, he's trying to find his way in the world, you know, after their relationship, or wherever he is currently in his life, in his journey? How would this be of help to him? That the whole world now knows before he even knew. And, you know, people who knows him. So many fracking layers to this. I mean, what was the ultimate goal? Nevertheless, she may have not wanted it to be an embarrassment for him. She may have wanted to really just appeal to the humanity of Uche. I mean, honestly, there's so many things to be said about the man, but I felt like Aaliyah really chose the wrong thing to try and like appease in some way Uche, to appeal rather to his ego, like, you know, I'm human too, and because what do you call this, non-negotiables for herself and for himself are one of them would be lying, and it's like, girl, obviously that wasn't like a non-negotiable for you previously, but again, I wish that you had not divulged this on national TV, because your ex is gonna get embarrassed in all kinds of ways. And maybe he was a jerk to you and you just wanted him to like suffer. I don't know. But anywho, it definitely didn't do you any favors, especially in Uche's eyes. I mean, hello. Everybody heard how he questioned you like you were on the stand, honey. Yes, yes. I mean, I just can't, because, and I'm like digressing here now, but like Uche, practically diminishing Aaliyah's personhood only to try and attempt to build her confidence back up, but she'd already walked out the door. Under his evil spell is just, I can't with this one. I just can't. I will go into it more after like the cast introductions for both the ladies and the men, but I, ah, I couldn't. It was just too much. Anyhow, next we have Lydia. Lydia. Oh, my darling Lydia. Oi. 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 Like, she's loud. Yeah, everybody knows that. Everybody knows she's loud. Yeah. And, she's loud.
Go, buddy.
And I may even venture to say that she's obnoxious a lot of times, but I feel like deep down she craves to be loved, right? Like she said in her introduction. And who doesn't? I do feel like, however, the loud Latina trope is overdone. Like overdone. Overdone. Don't throw tomatoes at me, but that is my opinion. I have Latin friends who agree and some who don't, and that's perfectly fine. But back to my case, Lydia, I feel, is overselling her loudness to overcompensate for the little girl who just wants to have real friends. The one who wants to have real connections, real relationships, real affection. The girl is not daft. She's a geologist, and I don't know how much they make, but I probably should have Googled that. Aren't there enough nerds to go around who can tickle all your fancies and share your interests? I mean, folks who want to be love bombed, but probably not every stinking minute or second. I mean, that was just like too fracking much.
What'd you do?
What do you call this? It was
What'd
just
you do
like,
that for?
I don't know. For
Your
me,
friend
like
was
seeing
coming
her
over.
just like
They have a little poop on
being
you.
overly affectionate. Maybe it's just me. Okay, maybe it's just me. But I feel like she should try and get a grip on her emotions, because she just wants to. She has this how should I phrase this?
I got a full kill.
Mm,
I can't.
she does have the tendency to slink up to people who may or may not actually be romantically interested in her. Sure, harmless flirting, but not enough to want to be around for all her crazy antics. You know what I mean? And speaking of, and moving on right along, we have Stacy. And Stacy is, she's developed, I mean, from like, okay, what stood out for me about Stacy is that she developed this point system for all of the guys in the pods. I mean, damn, girl was really taking this seriously. I mean, girl, I guess you do what you can to remember who's who, right? I don't know how many dates these ladies go on, but like the frequency and numbers must be a doozy.
No, no.
Anywho, back to Stacey. She has given low points to Ernesto, who burped in her proverbial face, like with the wall between them. MK, still in the pods here. She's definitely not into Milton, who was her most awkward date. And Carter. She calls him a country bumpkin and a cheap beer guy. Okay. Didn't have to be a cheap beer though. I'm just saying. I mean, they have IPAs. I'm just saying. But she does have a crush on Izzy. I mean, honestly, what is it about this guy? Who she thinks has a cute laugh. Does he though? Does he though? Side eye. I have watched several episodes, but Izzy's laugh isn't exactly memorable. Like, come on. It's common, but not memorable.
Hey, where
Like, okay, fine. I digress. Yeah, no.
are you gonna get in?
Moving on.
Let's go kill.
Stacey does strike me as someone who can phrase her opinions a little bit better, a little bit more softer than just having points. I feel like it's better to stay non-negotiables versus ratings, right? It just sounds better, and it just sounds very douchey when she says, I give them all points. It's like, when the ladies get upset at the men when they say like, we
I think that was
we grade the ladies like that's a 10, that's a whatever. You score the ladies or whatever. She's doing basically that. It's just, for me, it's either way, men or women or what have you, very douchey. Lastly, we have Taylor. Miss Taylor, who says she's finally ready to get married, but has struggled to love herself in the past. Okay. She is a teacher by trade. Let's not forget. I think she said preschool. Is it preschool? I forget. And again, through the years, has learned to love herself and is now ready to share that love. But, Tay Tay, I feel like, girl, you're not ready. You're romanticizing love, but you're not actually ready. There's like people who love, just the idea of love, but not actually ready to give love or like be in love. I know. That's like a multifaceted thing, but I feel like she still gives off this I'm still trying to shake off this low self-esteem energy to me, okay? I mean, she's 25 years old. She's barely starting her adult life at 25. But then she, for some reason, sounds like she's lived a few lifetimes with her take on her previous dating life, seemingly taken out of a doomsday motion picture. Or is that just me? I don't I don't know why, but like this season, these ladies just doesn't strike me as, they just don't strike me as, lead characters in a motion picture movie. You know what I mean? There's like the best actress, best supporting actress, and then the rest of the cast. But at best, they are best supporting actresses. At best. And no, I will not be touching on the other ladies. I mean, they seem like filler characters anyway. Don't throw tomatoes at me, excuse you. I'm just verbalizing what I see on the screen, okay? The opinions that I'm sharing are based off of what I see on the screen. Honestly, the producers seemed like they were only able to squeeze the aforementioned ladies in Houston after digging, diving, and hooting, I guess. Oh. Well, for now, that is all, folks. We will be talking about the males, and then we'll do a deep dive into all the episodes that are available before Friday's episode because honestly, I really don't think anybody's gonna get married this season. But oops, spoiler alert. Sorry, that's just me. I just don't feel the connection that there has been. You know what I mean? In the past seasons, even the seasons where Chick was in it, Bartiste was in it. Yeah, those seasons, even those seasons, compared to this one, it's like, oh Anywho, that would be that for now, darlings. I just wanted to sit, chat, and get updated with you all. Remember, you are all kinds of fabulous, and don't you ever forget, and to leave grace for others. And in all of your life, and this lifetime, and the next, remember to journey in gratitude.
Alright, I'm right here.
I shall see you all later, hopefully tomorrow. And yeah, last weekend was like, oish, wow, getting called back into work, it just like kicked my booty. But again, I hope to see you soon, and I hope that you stay safe. And thank you again for subscribing. Thank you for listening to my videos and watching them. And thank you for liking. And I appreciate you all. Stay fabulous. Ciao.